Hello friends, this is tutorial number 36 in this C++ programming language tutorials. Okay, in previous tutorial we learned how to find maximum and minimum value from an array of integer. And it will be the same if we have float, double, but now I want to show you how to find a minimum and maximum value from array of strings. Okay, but first I need to show you, when we want to work with strings, we need to include a library. Include string. Okay, here it is. And now let's create one string. It will be string name equals to John. And let's print out. It will be with lesser sign, name and line. Okay, now let's build and run, and we will see our name John. It's okay, but this is nothing new because we already printed string. But one thing that I want to show you, most important part for the strings, is a length. If we print name dot length, okay, we will have 4. And what's it? The length. It is a length function. It shows how many characters of letters has a string. In this case, name is John. It is 4 characters. Okay, and if I change now, okay, I can change here name, because this is a variable, name equals to David. Now the name will be David because this is a variable, and if now I build and run, okay, it will be number 5. And this is because David has 5 letters. Okay, the same thing can be if I type Brenda. I forgot semicolon. Okay, it will be 6 because Brenda, 6 letters or characters. Okay, this is the most important thing you need to remember about length. Okay, it shows how many number of letters of the string. Okay, John is 4, David is 5, Brenda is 6. And now we want to create one array. Now I can delete this. Okay, will be names, will be an array of 6 members. I need a curly braces here and here. Okay, we have a John. Okay, we can type David, John. Okay, can be Brenda, Michael, Alexander, and Trevor. Okay, it will be 6 with Trevor. Okay, we have our array of 6 members. And now we want to find name with most letters and with maximum number of letters, and the name with the minimum number of letters. Okay, let's create variables. In previous tutorial we used minimum and maximum, and we will use it again. Integer minimum will be equals to 0, and we will define it. Maximum will be equals to 0. Okay, but we will working with a length function, and for this it is better to these integers be unsigned. Unsigned, little space. Okay, and here also we can use unsigned. Okay, we define it with 0, and we need two string variables. Okay, this minimum will show how many letters will have the name with minimum number of letters, and maximum will show us vice versa, how many letters will have name with maximum number of letters. But we want to also to find out which is that name, and we need a variable string. We'll call it name minimum. Okay, it should be fine. You can choose better. This is the first that I have in my mind. Okay, we have two variables and we will define them. Equals to, okay, an empty string, and here also we will define with an empty string. Okay, we defined our four variables, assigned int minimum and assigned int maximum, and name minimum and name maximum as empty string. And now we need a for loop to redefine these variables. Okay, we also here we will use unsigned. It is all the same, but we need to use unsigned because we're working with length function. Unsigned int, and it will be x equals to 0. Our array has 6 members, and x will be less than 6 until x is lesser than 6, and we will incrementing x. Okay, and now we need a control statement. If, and now I need two opening brackets, if minimum equals to 0, or minimum is greater than names of element x. But we cannot compare minimum, which is an unsigned integer, with string names of element x. It is one of these strings. We simply cannot compare this, and we need to use names of element x dot length function. It is a function, and it has these brackets. Okay, let me just see if I will not forget. Okay, I think I have enough of closing brackets. Okay, let's open a body, and let's define minimum. Minimum will be equals to names of element x dot length function. Okay, with this we will define minimum numbers of name with number of letters which will have a name with minimum number of letters. And we also will define name minimum will be equals names of element x. Okay, we define which is the name with minimum number of letters and how many letters that name has. And inside this for loop, where this if statement finish, we will create another if statement, and if maximum, it is variable maximum, is lesser than names of element x dot length. Now we will open a body and we will define maximum. Maximum will be equals to names of element x dot length. And we will also define name maximum equals to names of element x. Okay. And with these for loop and these two control statements, we redefined all of our variables. And now we simply need to print them. Let's start. First, cout, and we can write the name with minimum number of letters is, and we will write variable name minimum. Okay, we will put semicolon. We will not use end line because we will continue with this text. And we need one dot, and we will type it has, and we need variable minimum. And we need letters as a text. Okay, this should be good, and we can use now end line. Now we can simply copy this, edit, copy, and let's paste it here. And we will only change text a little. Here, instead of minimum, we will type maximum. Instead of name minimum, we will use variable name maximum. And here it has minimum, it has maximum, variable maximum, and it should be good. Now let's try to build and run to see first if we have some error or it will run. Okay, where is the error? Just a second. Let me see. Unsigned integer x equals to okay, I use here two dots instead semicolon, my mistake. Let's see, let's try to run again. Okay, the name with minimum number of letters is John. It has 4 letters. And the name with maximum number of letters is Alexander, and it has 9 letters. Okay, I think that should be good. Of course, Alexander 9 letters and John has 4 letters, and this works good. This works perfectly. But now we simply need to check again, and we can instead of David we can type Tom. Tom has 3 letters, and let's build and run again. Okay, the name with minimum number of letters is Tom. It has 3 letters and this works fine. And now I want to find another name. Let's type, okay, instead of Michael, we will use name. Okay, which name? Okay, it can be Diego Armando. Diego Armando. Okay, it should be fine. It will have, but when we have this type of name, of course, space counts also. And let's see. Let's see now which is Diego Armando as Maradona. Okay, a little joke. Okay, the minimum name with minimum number, okay, it is Tom of 3 letters, and the name with maximum number of letters is Diego Armando, and it has 13 letters. Okay, let me see. Okay, Diego, it is 5 letters. Armando 7 letters is 12 letters, and this space it is 13. Okay, and this works perfectly. As you can see, we now learned how to find minimum and maximum value of an array, no matter if it is a number or integer. We can also work with strings. And it is just important to remember, because when we're working with a length function and we want to count a length, it is better to use unsigned integer, but the rest is same. Okay, we just combined, okay, minimum with names of x dot length, because we comparing numbers with numbers and strings with strings, and it is similar. Just we have added this length function because we're working with strings, but it is nothing serious. It is just important to remember. Okay, we will in the next tutorial we will do some similar application, and we will practice this a little, and it will be better and useful for you to learn. Okay, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. You have a link in the description, and I will see you in the next tutorial.